Hello, Giants fans. Thank you for watching the Giants Lions channel. It is a very exciting time for sports. We have baseball back. The Yankees are playing on Thursday against the Nationals, and basketball playoffs are right around the corner. But most importantly, Giants training camp is starting today with the rookies reporting first. And I'm really excited. They did announce that the NFL agreed with the Players Association to have 0 preseason games. I don't think it's official yet, but chances are there will not be any preseason games, which I do think hurts the Giants more than other teams. We have a brand new coaching staff. We have a very young team as well. A lot of players that were sort of on the roster bubble are going to be hurt big time by this. And I was really excited to see some of our undrafted free agents and late round picks in those preseason games, but it doesn't seem like there will be any preseason games this year. I think that hurts us. So the practices and training camp is going to have even more importance. Remember, back in 2010, Victor Cruz sort of had his coming out party in the preseason game against the Jets. And if it wasn't for that game, he might not have even made the NFL. He might not have been the Super Bowl hero for the Giants. We might not have had our last Super Bowl. So yeah, not having the preseason is definitely going to hurt us. It's going to hurt a lot of those guys, those undrafted free agents, those late round picks. But I'm going to talk about some players I am really excited to see during training camp. The first player that comes to mind, I'm just talking about the rookies today. I'm not going to include Andrew Thomas or Xavier McKinney because no matter how they play, they're going to make the team. They don't need preseason games to earn their starting spot. They're going to be starters. Andrew Thomas was the 4th overall pick. He's going to start. I think there's a good chance he's going to start at right tackle, even though he should start at left tackle. Xavier McKinney is a first-round caliber player that fell to us at the beginning of the 2nd round, and he's definitely going to start. So it doesn't matter too much to me how he performs in training camp. But the first player I'm really excited to see is Darnay Holmes. I think there's a good chance Darnay Holmes could win the 2nd cornerback spot. And a lot of people think about Darnay Holmes. They think about slot cornerback, nickel corner. He's a little bit undersized, but I think he's better than just a slot cornerback. I think just like at UCLA, he can play a little bit outside, a little bit inside. He's a very physical corner. He was the most athletic cornerback at the entire combine. He won the combine. He wowed a lot of scouts. I think if he went to a school like Ohio State, there's no way he falls out of the 1st or 2nd round. He is a very talented player. Everything I've read about him, everything I've heard about him has gotten me more excited about that draft pick. He's a very smart player as well. I think he graduated in 2.5 years from UCLA. He plays chess in his spare time, which he says helps him at cornerback. So I'm really excited to see him. I think he's going to perform really well in training camp. And he might even perform so well that he wins the starting cornerback spot opposite Bradbury. And think about all the really fast receivers we're going to play this year in the NFC East. Jalen Reagor ran in the 4.27 range at his pro day. Deshaun Jackson is still on the Eagles. Terry McLaurin ran a 4.37 40. So I feel like Holmes can match up with those kind of guys because Bradbury is not a burner. So he'd be a good guy to start opposite Bradbury. Another rookie I'm really excited to see is Shane Lemieux. I really hope he wins the starting center job and he just outperforms everybody in training camp. I don't think it's likely, though. I think if he was going to win the starting center job, it would have been because of how he did during the preseason games. And I don't think with no preseason games, with no experience ever playing center in a game, I think it's going to be very unlikely that he wins the center job now, which is a shame because I think Spencer Pulley is not very good. I don't think John Halapio is very good either. So, yeah, it's going to be most likely Spencer Pulley as our starting center, and I think that's our biggest weakness by far on offense. So I hope Lemieux does well anyway because maybe there's a slight chance he starts it maybe if Pulley gets hurt, but it doesn't seem likely at this point. Another player I'm excited to see is Cam Brown because we need athleticism at linebacker. I think he's definitely going to make the team. He's going to be a special teamer, but I hope he performs so well in training camp and he really impresses the coaches so that he can get some playing time on defense. On obvious passing downs, we've had trouble covering those tight ends. I'm hoping somebody like Cam Brown can play on third down, and he's even quick enough to guard those really quick running backs like Miles Sanders out of the backfield. So I'm hoping he does really well in training camp. I like Cam Brown a lot. He has a body type similar to Isaiah Simmons, but he's even skinnier than Simmons, which is crazy because at Clemson, Simmons' nickname was actually Isaiah Slimmons because he was so skinny. But Cam Brown is even like thinner than him, and he definitely needs to add bulk. But I think on obvious passing downs, just guarding those like tight ends and running backs, he would be good for that. So I hope he does well in training camp. Another player I'm really excited to see is Carter Coughlin. He was a former 5-star recruit. He was recruited heavily by Ohio State, but he ended up going to Minnesota, where his grandfather and father both played. I like Carter Coughlin. He's really the only edge player we drafted, but there's a chance he can convert to like off-ball linebacker, similar to how Anthony Barr did that for the Vikings. At UCLA, Anthony Barr was an edge player, but now he's an off-ball linebacker. Coughlin is a very smart player, so I think he can do it. He's very quick. He ran like a 4.59 40-yard dash. His 10-yard split was actually in the 99th percentile, so I do like Carter Coughlin a lot. Maybe he can prove me wrong and just play outside linebacker full time. He had 9.5 sacks a couple of years ago for Minnesota, and his pass rushing grade was like better than Chase Young's was that year in 2018. Last year, he only had 4.5 sacks. So I really like Carter Coughlin as like a special teamer this year. I'm hoping he plays well enough, just like Cam Brown, to like get some playing time on defense, maybe as a situational pass rusher. But yeah, that would be awesome if he made the team. Carter Coughlin is somebody I'm really excited to see how he plays. Another player that I'm really excited to see is the center, Kyle Murphy. And he's an offensive lineman out of Rhode Island. He's an undrafted free agent player. But out of all the undrafted free agent players, he got paid the most money. So that gives you an idea of how the Giants think of him. Javon Leake, actually, I think got the second most. But Kyle Murphy is a player that played every position on the offensive line. Hopefully, he could win the starting center job. I would be happy with Kyle Murphy, Shane Lemieux, or Nick Gates at center. I just do not want to see Spencer Pulley out there again. Kyle Murphy's a very athletic player. He's a good run blocker. He pancaked a lot of people at Rhode Island. I don't know if that's because that's a small school at Rhode Island, but yeah, I'm excited to see how he does against NFL competition. Javon Leake is another player, an undrafted free agent. Benjamin Victor, the tall wideout out of Ohio State. He has a great catch radius. He's very athletic for his size. So I want to see how he plays. Another player is Austin Mack. So these players really have to do well in practice to even have a chance of making the team. But it's really going to hurt a lot of these rookies that we do not have any preseason games. But it's still exciting. We have football back. The way I look at it is if we don't have preseason, but that increases the likelihood that the regular season actually happens, then I'm okay with no preseason. So that's the way you got to look at it. So all that really matters is that there's a regular season, and whatever it's going to take to get us there, that's what we got to hope for. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching my show today. I am actually tomorrow going to do play-by-play for a baseball game, and I've never done this before, but I love baseball, and it's the Milwaukee Brewers versus Chicago White Sox, and that's a very random game, I know. I'm a Yankees fan, but I saw that game was on the schedule, and it's on at 8 o'clock, which is like right when my baby goes to sleep. So tomorrow, if you want to listen to some Milwaukee Brewer baseball against the Chicago White Sox, please tune in. It will be a very exciting experience. I will probably talk some Giants in between innings, maybe between some pitches, because baseball is a slower game, so I'll be able to like interact with the chat. So definitely tune in if you are a baseball fan like me. And it's very exciting to have American sports back. I know Korean baseball has been playing for a while, but it's just not the same, especially because it's on at 5 a.m. So yeah, it's cool. We have sports back. Football's coming back. I'm excited. Um, yeah, I want to thank you guys for subscribing to me. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.